Hey guys, long time no see. Long time no see. Today is June. It's raining neon, like on Facebook. I'm so glad I was actually able to use this month. I was so worried. I said I was going to get Earth 1 up, but yeah, complications. But today, I will be bringing you a review of Batman and Batgirl, issue 21. And yeah, so the break from Patrick Gleason this month, which is it's a little unfortunate, but I think this is a real quick read. So let's get into it. So part of the 5 stages of grief, bargaining, and comic begins with Batgirl being up some thugs at the what appears to be like the docks, obviously, with the stuff. She's having an internal dialogue about what's going on in her comic, her life, and what's also been going on with the Bat family, as Batman, very likened to a bat, appears on the scene. Find that a little funny, really. And as Batman is taking down the thugs, with extreme prejudice. We see him using a gun, and a thermite gun, which Batgirl explains. Which you see that. I think that something like that is a real testament of how dangerous Batman can be. It's a gun, but it doesn't shoot bullets. It's not the lead kind. And also we see that Batgirl no longer has the yellow on like the bat. I don't know if that was by choice or if something happened in her own comic or the Birds of Prey. I don't know, but it was a personal choice. I'm not sure. But then we see her going to the window of her father, and he is assembling and cleaning his gun as she pseudo talks to him about killing James Jr. and the feelings in her head and his eyes, and her being scared and stuff, and it goes on for like 2 panels, and it's nice and sectioned out there. There's 2 of these, on the last page, and I thought that was very nice, very nice dialogue that she does not have with her father, but yes, and then we see there's a Hotto show or store that some guys have broken into in a Hummer type vehicle, and Batman is right on the tails, smashing into them and disorienting them, and he busts out of his Batmobile with a odd type of device on his hand that shoots at some of the criminals there. I think nailing them to the wall with batarangs, and also the Batmobile shoots some rockets at them. While this is happening, Batgirl is having a short conversation with Alfred, asking if he knows where Batman is, his location, and Batman has seemingly disabled all location tracking, I guess, or whatever, and he's trying to triangulate his last position, and of course Batgirl shows up on the scene just as Batman is getting into the Batmobile and speeding off like a bat out of hell. Anyways, next up we see that there are some robbers robbing a convenience store. It's 20-foot. Go Ahead Donuts is the name of the store. Go Ahead Donuts. And Bullock is outside, asking the policemen if they have any sharpshooters set up to take them out. And just as we see that one of the thugs, says, I'm hungry, and blah, blah, blah. Paulie, they should bring us some food for as one of the demands. And, Paulie, who I'm assuming is the ringleader, says, you're in a 24/7 store, idiot. There's plenty to eat. And Batman shows up behind him saying, but none of it's good for you. So it's like, how did God waste them? Blah, blah, blah. So Batman says, think. Hostages go, I stay. The price for the vigilante of Gotham is worth more than these innocent people. Don't you agree? And the thug number 3 says, he's right, Paulie. So he says, shut up. So Batman says, I'd call that a bargain. The best you're going to get tonight, Paulie. And then Paulie remarks, and says, well, I think that you just keep both of them and the hostages and make some more cash, And Batman, asked Paulie, are you truly willing to risk the life of one of these strangers for nothing more than money? And he says, damn straight, without a second thought. Not the right thing to say to Batman, not in this era of his life. And we see that he says, with that little TT thing that is traditionally Damian's thing. And, right after that, you see Batman is kneeing and punching and breaking arms and legs left and right, like a man. And Batgirl arrives, and she has on, like, little things on her eyes. She's recording what Batman is doing, and the hostages are running out, and Batman's still punching and kicking and breaking teeth. And we see Bullock approaches Batman, grabs his arm, and says, that's enough, Bats. We got it from here. And Batman, in his rage, does a little spin around kick and knocks Harvey Bullock out. And he's like, man, they're friends. So he's saying, he says, don't ever touch me, Bullock. And throws his little smoke bomb, and Batgirl says, end optical recording. With a little sign just down. And Batman, is driving home. It says open the lights, engage parking bridge, and we see a mysterious figure off into the distance. Batman says, and he arrives into the Batcave, and of course it's Batgirl. She says, how far are you going to go, Bruce? How deep are you going to chase this down? Batman replies with, as far and as deep as I want. And she tells him, you're pushing the city to the edge, packing the jails, straining the courts. I spoke to Tim about your run-in with Kim and Frankenstein. And it says, and your point? And she says, the point is this. And she shows him the recorded footage she took, on the Bat computer. And, Batman sees that, and he's, still in a rage. He throws a freaking, I guess the keypad at the freaking window, shattering 3 of the monitors, saying, how dare you put me under surveillance? Batgirl says, when you jumped into that drug deal the other night, you didn't make a sound. You were motionless like a machine, an Iceman. You didn't just scare the creeps. You scared me, Bruce. The police reports and witnesses across the city are painting you as out of control. And I want to comment on this. The drug deal. That was at the beginning. At the end of that, I did not say, but Batman tells Batgirl as he leaves, took the symbol off. I guess that makes it final or something like that. I won't get into it, but he says it. And the comment she makes about him being an Iceman, I think that that's a testament to similarities in drive that Batman has, as being similar to Mr. Freeze, and I love that when the villain Batman Rogues Gallery is compared with Batman. I think that's beautiful, and I think that's wonderful writing there. But yes, Batman goes on to say, good. Maybe they'll give them second thoughts about preying on innocent people. It says there is nothing for you to bargain with except your own pain, Bruce. That's only going to take you to someplace darker. And to which he replies, in case you didn't notice, I'm used to being in the dark. And then Batgirl says something I think this is very powerful. She says, look, I know what it's like to be the child of a man who puts it all on the line, day in and day out, risking his life, his family's lives for a mission for a city of strangers. When I was paralyzed, my father blamed himself. All he kept saying was that he brought the Joker to my doorstep and would never forgive himself. He wanted to quit after I was shot, but I told him I didn't want to feel responsible for Gotham losing a good and honest man because of that sick, twisted clown. I like that from the child's perspective. And that's very powerful. She says, and she continues to say, Damian would have said the same thing. Your uniform meant something to him, to the city, and Batman cuts her off by saying, and it's not a uniform. It's a shroud, damn it. A shroud that my son got impaled like a stuck pig in. God, yeah, and then he continues to say, I'm tired of hearing about what our uniforms mean, especially from someone who's pulled the bat symbol off. And says, you made a bargain with the creeps in the store to save the hostages. Now I'll make one with you. And she takes her batarang and slashes, the glass on the Robin costume, which looks to be Jason Todd's to me, because at no point he has red, a domino mask, or at least somewhat of Dick Grayson's from year one. I don't know. I think it's probably Jason Todd. It's definitely not Damian's. A red domino mask, and so as she cuts it, she says, "Is this what you need?" And she pulls out the suit and she takes it. I don't even know if I've earned the right to wear my own uniform anymore. But if you need a Robin at your side, just ask me and I'll do it. I'm here to do whatever it takes. And he says, I don't need saving. Damian did, and I let him die. Get out of here. And she says, you can't keep blaming me. He says, now. And freaking Batgirl, go, oh, and she takes her little motorcycle and gets off. Gets out of there. Sad, closing her eyes. Very dangerous. And we see all the glass spread off on the ground, and Batman, looking at himself, holding the Robin costume. Next up, Catwoman in depression. So, in review, I think this was an okay title. I mean, I don't think it's been the best out of the series. I'm a little conflicted, really, to be honest with you, because I like the idea of the whole 5 stages of grief. However, I prefer the maybe a few months back when I think before even the whole death of the family, or just before that, when they were fighting Terminus in this, and you saw all the Robin, Nightwing, Jason Todd, Tim, and Damian all together. A more complete family there. I don't like the the separation, the continuing downfall of the Bat family here. I think it's good in one aspect, but I don't like what's being done with Jason Todd, really, period, and or really the idea that Batman isn't learning from his mistakes. I'm sure he's that's really his weakness, but it's getting exacerbated here, I think, with the whole controlled by his emotions thing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's really conflicting topic to think about when you think about Batman being, just so great, and then bringing, everybody else into the scenario. My personal opinion, I don't think that him and Catwoman was ever a good idea. Because, I mean, it's not like that type of guy, living the lifestyle he does is going to make good choices in women. Especially not a hood rat in a catsuit. A fine-ass hood rat in a catsuit. Because, hey, so sue me, that's just what Catwoman is. She's a criminal, and, just, I don't know. But yes, I mean, I think, at some point Batman's going to have to, like, learn and do better and, like, actually come to grips with his emotion, like in the issue of Better Than the Outlaws, just before James Tynion took over. There was some conclusion to that. There was like a togetherness, a resolvement of emotions, and I think that's what Batman needs. And I mean, people are just straining to not have that. I mean, just like, is it just me? Or does no one want to see a Jason Todd that's, got it together? Like is everyone so, infatuated with this pain and suffering and, blatant ignorance from supposedly very intelligent people, the most intelligent minds in the DC universe? I mean, that's just my thoughts, I mean, I haven't really said it as eloquently as I want to, but you get my idea. You understand what I'm saying. I hope you do. But I don't think in comparison that this Batman and Batgirl issue was as good as the previous issues of Batman and, Tim. I mean, there was more Batgirl in this than there was in Batman and Red Robin. But, it wasn't as, to me, as satisfying as Batman and Red Hood, and even that was kind of had a sour aftertaste for me personally. But I didn't really. There was no Two-Face. They alluded to Two-Face in the previous issue. There was none of that at all. I thought that the whole bargaining part would have been more conclusive. I don't know. Maybe I was expecting too much, but Pat Gleason wasn't on here. Personally, I think you could skip this issue. Really, I mean, unless you really want it. I mean, it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite. I'm getting, a little bit of a mixed review here, but yeah. This review I think has gone too long. Freaking 18 minutes when I was done at like almost 11. I'll be coming back at you with my review of Batman 21. Thanks, you guys, for watching, and yeah, peace.